What a game. I mean, this always is a great rivalry. The score is not indicative, I don't think, of the game. I think the first half, everyone got to see a back-and-forth battle. UNI is, I have so much respect for their team and their program. They're a great team. They threw a lot of different looks at us tonight, and I'm really proud of the way that our team got better. You know, we had 3 days of probably the best practice that we've had the entire season, and it showed tonight. I thought that both these women next to me did some amazing things. I thought Lizzie, it's not just the scoring tonight. She facilitated so many different things in our offense, and we're only going to get better. And I thought Maddie tonight had a presence inside. Her shot didn't fall outside, but she took the right shots, but she did what she needed to do to have another double-double. Caitlin Engel, I know, who's not in here, was just short of another triple-double, honestly. I mean, very close. But just really proud of our overall effort, our rebounding, the points in the paint, just pretty much everything.
Coach, talk a little bit about, though, the one thing that strikes is you're playing a good UNI team. You guys have now been in that first-place pedestal now a few weeks. How have you handled it? And was this game kind of reflective of it? It was pretty trying in the first half, and you had to come back strong in the second.
You know, I don't even think that we worry about that, honestly. We haven't even really talked about that. We have 6 games left. 4 of them get to be at home. Yeah. That's what we get to talk about. We've got to start to play more hungry at home. We've got to play with a little bit more heart at home. And today we did that. Today we got better. And I also think that we're starting to mature a little bit. This is a grind right now. This is a hard part of the season. You see upsets everywhere. And so for us to be able to come out today and, like you said, against a very good UNI team and play the way that we did, I don't think we did anything too poor in the first half. I think we got some looks we didn't knock down. UNI got some looks they didn't knock down. It wasn't a great shooting overall. In the second half, I think we started to wheel those shots in.
Lizzie, talk a little about, you seem to play with a bit of a purpose there in the second half. And I think it was like about 12 points in the first, about 5:19 of the second. One of them, you hit a 3 on the left wing, and you kind of come down. I don't know if you're poking or something. Like, was it one of these, but not quite, or were you just kind of a little bit fired up?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good second half. We talked at halftime that we just wanted to come out and get better the second half and finish off what we started in the first half, and so we did that, I think. So, yeah.
I think she was pointing at Caitlin.
Okay.
That's what we've been working on, is doing that, or calling the defense, which we've been working on that too, so who knows.
She definitely was, you're not usually a very demonstrative player, but at that point when that ball went in, you definitely seemed Maddie, I wanted to ask you something, and this is me going on a little bit of a tangent, but when you look at the leaders of the entire conference, everybody's going to be back next year. What I wanted to ask you is, what's it like playing in a league with so many young players? It's not just, oh, Drake's unusual. Northern Iowa has young players as well. Talk about this league and maybe the young players.
I mean, all the teams have great players. You know, I'm playing with one of the best players in the league. It opens things up for the rest of us, and I mean, you just got to respect every team, and like Coach said, every team can upset you. So.
Is it unusual, though, to see kind of younger, but it's not like, well, this team has 4 seniors. Everybody brings someone, it's almost in your peer group a little. Is that comforting, or is it a little bit of, there's just no off nights in this league?
We haven't really talked too much about that, but I mean, you got to respect the young players that come in and can make shots, and I mean, just like all the seniors, I mean, every team is good, so.
I think, just to kind of go along with that, I think we've had a lot of injuries in our league too. I mean, UNI was a very veteran team. We were a quote-unquote veteran team with Kendall, and then Kendall goes down, Jen Keitel goes down for them, Hannah Schonart goes down for them. So Brittany Donaldson's obviously dealing with different injuries. So it's kind of been like that too. So it's almost been, a lot of our young players have been thrown into the fire and have had to just step up and play. And so as far as comfort, I wish they were all seniors and were gone personally. But I do think that it's a really great future for our league. You know, you look at Southern Illinois as a very young team. They're going to be a very good basketball team. I mean, I could go on about pretty much every team in our league in that sense.
And this is, I was going to ask you this, with that in mind and so many young players back, the Valley, I think it's been one time since 2002, has sent more than 2 teams to the NCAA tournament. You have to win that event in St. Charles. With this kind of youth movement, do you think the Valley, moving into next year and beyond, can become a multi-bid league based on what you're seeing with younger players who are coming back?
I honestly do. I do. I think our future is really bright for our league, and I think there's some great coaches in our league too. I mean, you have some veteran coaches now in our league. I mean, there's a lot of experience from different levels. So I think that can only help our league. But the fan base is also growing in our league. I mean, that's our goal. Is we want to lead. We want to lead the conference in attendance. I mean, that's our goal. And so when you can have a venue like this that's hard to play, you're going to get more non-conference opponents. Our non-conference schedule, I believe our strength of schedule for our non-conference was 25th in the country. So we're doing our part in that sense. We've got to continue to build tough non-conference schedules all around the Missouri Valley. But I think when you have the young teams and you throw them in a tough non-conference schedule, and then now you're battling it out in the conference, you're absolutely going to at least position yourself to get more than one contender in the NCAA tournament.
Lizzie, I just kind of, for me in closing, is this was like your 5th game this season to reach 30, and you're in February now. How different does it feel for you in terms of just the wear and tear of a season compared to maybe last year? Do you just feel like, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be, and a little more prepared for a late season run?
Yeah, I mean, Jane talks about each year we've been getting better earlier, and now we're just trying to get better every day and continue getting better until the end of the season. And so we're just pushing and, taking care of our bodies so we can stay healthy until the end of the season so we can get better.
Anything else? Coach, just a question. One, everyone talks about with the high scoring offense, but talk a little bit about the defense, how that really clamped down. You held Northern Iowa to 37% shooting and 6 of 30 from 3. Just talk a little bit about your zone.
Yeah, I think that was huge tonight. Honestly, people are going to score a lot of points. We have a lot of possessions. That's the style of play that we have, and so the percentage is huge for us. Now, I think there's some things that we need to do a little bit better job with. Amber Sorensen's not going to go to a 2 for 10 again against us if we play her again, so we've got to start to pay attention a little bit more to their top shooters. But I do think our movement was good today. I think our communication was good today. And we forced them to do what we needed them to do. And maybe the shots didn't go down, maybe they did, or I'm sorry, maybe it had to do with us, maybe it didn't. But I do think that our defense is getting better, and we do focus on it. And a lot of that number, I can tell you, is when you don't send them to the free throw line and when you rebound. That's the main things that we've got to start to make sure that when you're talking about trying to make any kind of a run, we've got to rebound, especially with the defense we play. We've got to rebound. We've got to contain drivers. We've got to really control that paint, and we've got to keep people off the free throw line.
I think it's also one of the better second halves you had with only 2 turnovers. I guess the ball control has really stepped up. You had roughly a couple weeks ago with, I think, the Southern Illinois game, but here, how did it feel to have a turnover, to be almost turnover-free 20 minutes?
Yeah, no, I love the 19 assists to 9 turnovers. I think that's huge. I mean, we're going to have some because we're trying some things, especially in the full court. I mean, some of the passes that Caitlin makes to Lizzie, we want her to do it every time. I mean, honestly, that's part of our system. That's part of our style, and you're going to have some turnovers. But I do like the way that we moved today. I think our player movement was much better, and therefore we had less hesitation where a lot of our turnovers have come from. I think a lot of that's youth. We need to continue to mature in that area. So tonight I was really happy with it.
I think it's just a friendly for you, I guess for all 3 of you. You talked about just earlier about how your goal is to be #1 in attendance. You are right now in the conference, and you had a season high advance tonight. How does that, I guess, feel for you guys?
Well, here's the thing that I think, and the reason I say about being #1 in the conference, and these two can have a completely different reason for wanting it. But for me, the Iowa fan, the person that's from Iowa, is an educated basketball fan. And that's why you look at Iowa State women, and they have an incredible crowd. Iowa women have an incredible crowd. UNI does a great job. They're educated fans, and they like to be able to support people that are from here. They like to be able to support something that's fun to watch. And so if you come and you watch us, we're fun to watch. Our players have fun playing together. They point to each other. We want to shoot the ball. We want to be able to have various ways. We want to score inside. We want to score outside. Yes, we want to defend. We have fun people that are coming in here at our non-conference schedule. There's great opponents in the Missouri Valley Conference that are still coming. We have 4 games left. So that's, to me, why, because the Iowa fan knows. And if they come once, they're going to come again. And they love this team. I mean, this team gets out 1,000 hours of community service every year. We're part of this community. We want to be a huge part of this community, and that's just such a great way for us to be able to interact. I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that, on top of that?
That's good.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
thank you.